So the panel beating hours that's going to have to go into this upper to repair this damage is there's just too much. So the great thing about being down here at MrLandcruiser is that out in the paddock there's loads of shorty uppers, troopy uppers, and they're all just too far gone to be repaired, but they've got great sections. So this is probably the really big one. We're going to have to cut quite a substantial section out of this upper we got down here, and the outer skin is pretty much perfect for what we want and what we want to use it for here. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to have to cut from back here, up here, all the way up to about here, I think. But it's going to come out awesome, and we'll show you the process of how we're doing that. I also wanted to show you what we got going on with these back doors. It's a great example of what goes on down here, right? So this is one of the back doors, absolutely finished. The bottom's gone totally. Now this one door so far has saved about 5 troopy and shorty back doors, and I think that's astonishing. People think that they come here to get wrecked. No, they don't. They come here to survive other cars, to let them live on. And I'll show you what it does here. So we've got all the bottoms of these doors are gone, and we've used the top of that other door you just saw and stitched it in here. There's still a lot of work to go on this back door to make it perfect, but it's just an example of what the kind of work that goes down here on these shorties, troopies, to keep them alive, and I think it's pretty awesome. So after this process, the painter is very professional that we use, right? So he's been very adamant that we use the same primer, which is a 2-pack primer or 2-part primer, to go over our work. Now he goes, you've got about a day, 2 days to get that primer on top of it so we don't get any surface rust, and that's essential, he says. So when he puts his top coat on and does his work, that we don't get 2 different colours, or the paint doesn't react with the different chemicals in the paint. So really looking forward to seeing how these come out. We've got a bit more work to do on this side, but yeah, better crack on.
So here we are at the pointy end of the rust repairs. We're out here in the welding shed, and Richard's put in good 130 hours. It's ready to go to the paint shop now. What's been happening?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's not a speck of rust left on this cab, which is exactly where we want it to be.
And every other panel.
And every other panel for that matter. Yeah, we've done a lot of work on the uppers, because remember, this car had been on its side. So there was
She had been tipped over.
A lot of damage on the side. Not necessarily rust, but a lot of panel damage that really needs to be sorted out before we get. So where we are now, we've gone right through the cab. So we've taken all the little holes in the dashboard that are non-genuine. We've blocked them up. You know where these early ones with the fuel tank under the seat go. So we got there was a lot of damage under there. A lot of that was probably where the most amount of rust was.
It was pretty rotten.
Yeah.
So and here, where you've said this before, we're in a good spot where we can just pick from the yard.
That's it.
Cut section.
We don't throw nothing away here at MrLandcruiser. Every single cut off a cab or I don't know piece of memorabilia from Toyota, we keep it, and we try and make it all work again. For instance, we've got underneath the fuel tank. Now this was round it was all gone. The rest of the cab was finished.
Yeah, she stuffed.
Yeah. So, but amazingly, it had some decent cuts where we need them for cabs like this. So we'll chuck that away.
That is something we also offer for customers, because to have that shaped and pressed and fabricated take ages.
Take English wheels, and
we do a lot of cuts for customers.
Yeah. So just inquire about any cuts you need or require, and we'll see if we've got it out there in decent condition. So one of the main pieces really that we had to repair on this vehicle was the back panel. Now this is situated underneath the back of the car, and what happens is there's no protection there. So over the years, stones get chipped up, rust gets in, mud gets up there, it's all over, right? Now, you could just cut these pieces out and repair it, but just look at what you're leaving behind, right? This will blow out in a year, 2 years or something. So when there's guys out there like Homs, Homs replacement parts, why not use it? It's quality stuff. He's doing all the hard work, and it's just, you replace the whole panel. It's awesome, look at it.
We purchased this from Kingsley, and he makes over, I think it's over 140 different cuts just for the 40 series. So he's on Facebook. I can also just hit me up for his phone number, and I'll shoot it to you in a message. But
he does such quality stuff.
He saved the day.
Yeah.
Oh, the quality is amazing.
Yeah.
So
brand
this one's
new.
already done. This
Yep.
one's for another customer, but it's the same piece.
But see how it comes up just beautiful, man. You'd never know that that was a non-Toyota panel. So
Save the day.
save the day. So right, really now we're going to load it up on the trailer. We're going to get it down the road to the paint guys.
Yep.
They're looking forward to it. So
Yep.
and I'm looking forward to how this one's going to come out.
It's going to come back beige.
Beige.
Yeah.
Was it 416?
416.
That's
yeah.
great. I
That's
can't
great.
wait.
So we're off to the painter. We've just got to strap it down. Before we go, there's a couple little things we talk about. It's about the primer and having the painter be the guy that's also doing the filler work and why.
Well, so it's important to note that you've got to use, well, if you're using epoxy primer, if you're doing the welding work, make sure you once you finish that work, you seal it up with epoxy primer again and the same product as well. So there's no difference in chemical reactions once the top coat goes on.
Colours as well.
Colours, yeah, that's it. So, and another point to make is that now the panel beaters and the guys painting it, we leave it to them to do the finishing work with the bog and all that, because it's an art form in itself to get these things looking beautiful. So I can't wait to see the finished product. Let's strap it on and get it down here, man.
Get it right down there.